This is ZS6STN, operated today by ZS6GM, coming to you from my shack in White River in Mpumalanga. We bid you a warm good morning. The Sandton Amateur Radio Club Bulletin is broadcast every Sunday at 8:45 local time on the following frequencies: 145.700 megahertz FM in the 2-meter band via the Sandton repeater, on 7115 kilohertz lower sideband in the 40-meter band from the shack of Noel, ZR6 Delta X-ray, as well as on the ZA-Net All-Star Network. Well, in today's bulletin, we have a summary of the SARL news, club birthdays and club news, general ham radio news, technical topic of interest. Here is a summary of the SARL news for Sunday, the 24th of November, 2024. SARL to showcase amateur radio at SFSA 2024, Bakar 12, oh what an adventure, and SARL awards and trophies. We begin this bulletin with the news of a silent key. It is deep with regret that the Bulletin Amateur Radio Club announces that Alvain du Plessis, ZS1 Alpha Papa Charlie, passed away on Wednesday the 20th of November following a heart attack. We extend our sincere condolences to his family and friends. You're listening to a news bulletin of the South African Radio League. SARL to showcase amateur radio at SFSA 2024. The SARL, in partnership with AMSAT SA, will exhibit the annual South African Science Forum, facilitated by Brian Jacobs, ZS6 Yankee Zulu, and Hans van der Groenendaal, ZS6 Alpha Kilo Victor. The forum is to be held at the CSIR Conference Center in Pretoria from the 4th to the 6th of December. The focus of the SARL AMSAT SA exhibit will be science and technology in amateur radio. There was fierce competition for space because of the number of applications for exhibition stands, and they substantially exceeded the available space. SARL and AMSAT SA are proud to have been allocated the space. Vacancy for a webmaster. The SARL has vacancy for a webmaster to take care of the administrative functions of the SARL website. This does not involve any development function. Please send your CV to the SARL secretary at secretary@sarl.org.za to be received by no later than Friday the 13th of December 2024. Bakar 12, oh what an adventure. The Bakar 12 was a prelude to the 2025 SARL Centenary Bakar event. And whilst some gremlins managed to sneak on board, it was an awesome event with 3 balloons being launched successfully, while most of the payloads worked flawlessly with Bakar reaching an altitude of nearly 32 kilometers. The Hamnet team tracked and successfully recovered balloons and payloads. A big thank you to the Bakar team and especially to the Secunda Amateur Radio Club for all their arrangements and everything they do to make the events possible, and a special Hamnet team for hours and tenacity they put in recovering the payloads. And finally to the Sandton Amateur Radio Club and the SARL for their unwavering support and contribution. Now it's time to plan and prepare your club and or individual payloads for the 2025 SARL Centenary Bakar launch party, which is really going to be one for the history books. Remember that there was a prize up for grabs for the first person to correctly identify the quotation and its author, which was embedded in the UHF slow scan TV images, and to get its author correct. And you stood to win a 250 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. The quotation was Explore, Dream, Discover by Mark Twain. There were several participants: Hannah, ZR6 Sierra Juliet, who communicated the first quote, and John, ZS6JON, who had by far the best quality SSTV images. However, the overall winner is Yitz, ZS6JKN. Yitz, please contact info@ZS6STN.org.za to claim your prize. If you know Yurts, please tell him to contact info@ZS6STN.org.za. Draft 2025 SARL Diary of Events. The Draft 2025 Diary of Events is available on the League website. Clubs are invited to provide the SARL Secretary with dates for their meetings, flea markets, and other activities. Send your club dates to secretary@sarl.org.za by no later than Saturday the 30th of November 2024 to be included in the League Diary of Events. SARL Awards and Trophies. The Jack Twine Merit Award recognizes qualities such as unselfishness, clean operating, and genuine interest in amateur radio and its affairs. If you know of a deserving radio amateur who has been a member of the League for an unbroken period of not less than 5 years and who supports the aims and objectives of the League, please submit your nomination to the Secretary of the SARL by no later than the 31st of January 2025 for inclusion in next year's awards presentations. Visit www.sarl.org.za to find out more about all the SARL awards and details on how to nominate deserving radio amateurs. Propagation report. Hans Kutsia, ZS6BZP, reports that the solar activity is expected to be at low to moderate levels, and there are currently 8 sunspot regions with simple to complex magnetic configurations visible. There is a high probability for C-class, a low to moderate probability for M-class flares. If you want to do your own frequency predictions, the expected effective sunspot number for the week will be around 128. The 10 to 20 meter bands may provide some good DX fun, especially in late afternoons and early evenings. Please visit the website spaceweather.sansa.org.za for further information. And that concludes the summary of the SARL news for this morning. Let's get on with the Sandton Amateur Radio Club news now. And we start with birthdays. But a reminder, please have a pen and paper handy to take notes for your diary, which we'll be giving at the end of this bulletin. Congratulations to the following members on their birthdays and wish them a blessed, happy, healthy, and successful year ahead. On the 2nd of December, Marco Ramal and Mary de Villiers. On the 4th of December, Brenda Else. 6th of December, Justin Porteus, Nathan Bassi, and Sayed Bilal Kader. On the 7th of December, Dimitros Grekas, and on the 11th, it's Angus Humphreys. Once again, happy birthday and many happy returns to you all. Club news, Sandton year-end function. The club year-end function will be held on Saturday the 7th of December from 13 hours at CJ's in Bryanston. It's a bring and bri, and bring along your spouse or other family members and see the WhatsApp group for details. 40-meter club contest. The 40-meter club contest took place yesterday at 16 hours Central African time. Participation was good and bands were busy. 5 Santonites participated, and despite his high level of local noise, Keith ZS6HI managed to extract Lee ZR6LC and Luke ZS6LUK and Brandon ZS6LZ-5 out of the noise. Congratulations to Philip ZS6PVT and Darnie ZS6DPS of the West Rand Amateur Radio Club, who each made 60 contacts in 60 minutes from their field location. This must be some sort of record for the 40-meter club contest. Power Hour Tech Talk. This coming Wednesday at 19 hours, the Sandton Amateur Radio Club holds their Power Hour Tech Talk. It's hosted on Zoom, and our very own Brandon ZS6LZ will be showing us how best to place your antenna to maximize its reach. Come on, Santonites, get involved and participate. You know that Brandon, as a SOTA adventurer, which means he loves being out in the wilds with a radio and antenna, working the country and the world. He's studied and practiced how to use the placement of his antenna to best advantage, and we now have the privilege of tapping deeper into his expertise as he shares his learned and practical experience on HF field antenna placement. The session will delve into how near and far-field environments influence antenna performance and will focus on real-world factors like ground reactivity, reflection zones, terrain, and optimum takeoff angles. Join us for a theoretical and practical discussion on how subtle adjustments in field antenna placement and orientation can impact your HF reach. With increasing noise on the HF bands in urban environments, maybe we should be taking a leaf out of Brandon's book and combine sunshine and fresh air with amateur radio. After all, we have one of the best climates in the world, which is conducive to field operations. If you have that pen handy, the meeting is a Zoom meeting, so you can log into Zoom using your browser. You don't have to install the app. And here's the meeting ID. It's 875-5880-5016. I'll say that again, 875-5880-5016. And the passcode is 421-841, 421-841. Everyone is welcome, so please spread the word and be sure to join the Power Hour Tech Talk for a collaborative and interactive learning experience at 19 hours this coming Wednesday evening, the 27th of November. ZS6STN repeater, a 4-stack antenna, has been procured and will be installed on the 700 repeater in the near future. The aim is to extend the range and quality of the repeater signal. An early warning lightning detector has been installed on the high site. All-Star ZA-Net. ZA-Net, short for ZA Repeater Network, is a platform connecting amateur radio enthusiasts across South Africa. The aim is to provide a reliable and efficient network for communication enthusiasts to connect, share knowledge, and engage in the exciting world of amateur radio by means of a robust and interconnected network of repeaters, linking amateur radio clubs and operators from different regions of South Africa. The ZA-Net Working Group say we are proud to announce the collaboration between the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, Kempton Park Amateur Radio Technical Society, the West Rand Amateur Radio Club, and other local amateur radio clubs as the inaugural partners of the ZA-Net. Under the leadership and hard work of Justin, ZS6JGP, and Dave, ZS6DAV. Together, they're laying the foundation for a network that will benefit amateur radio operators and clubs throughout South Africa. Whether you're an experienced amateur radio operator or just starting your journey in the world of amateur radio, there's a place for you in ZA-Net. Either by participating in on-air events such as bulletins and tech talks, or building your own micronodes for home use. There's an experimental DMR bridge with a dedicated talk group, and if you want to write this down, again, if you are into DMR, you'll need this information. It's ZS6STN ZA-Net DMR bridge, and it's open brackets TG :655,002 space TS :2 space CC :1 close brackets Sandton ZA. If you want to know more information, then visit the website. Because of the inherent delay on Echolink connections into ZA-Net, we ask users of the system to be polite and leave a gap between overs to allow operators a chance to join a QSO. For more information and a schedule of events for each of the participating clubs, visit ZA-Net's website at www.za-net.org.za. I'll say that again, it's www.za-net.org.za. The Sandton Amateur Radio Club hosted the SARL Council on Friday evening, the 22nd, for a braai, as the councillors were all but one in Johannesburg for one of their meetings. A great evening was had by all, and we thank the people that hosted the SARL Council. Pretoria Amateur Radio Flea Market. The Pretoria Amateur Radio Club will be having their flea market on Saturday the 7th of December 2024 at the Pretoria Old Motor Club starting at 10 hours. The club AGM will start at 12 hours 30 and contact Almira du Pisani, ZS6LDP for more information. Grab that pen and pencil or that pen and paper now and make a note of these events. 27th of November, the Sandton Power Hour Tech Talk. 28th of November, the closing date for 40-meter club logs. The 1st of December, the start of the December Yota month. 3rd of December, International Day for Persons with Disabilities. 5th of December, International Volunteers Day. The 7th of December, the Sandton Amateur Radio Club year-end function. And also Sasolburg ARC will be holding their meeting, and the Pretoria ARC Flea Market and AGM. Then on the 11th of December, the provincial schools close. 12th to the 23rd of December is the Senior Scout Adventure. And 14th and 15th of December, the ARRL 10-meter contest. Up next, we'll have the regular Sunday technical discussion, so don't go away. Well, now it's time for our tech topic for this Sunday. And this is all about superpowers of coatings that make possible the impossible. Have you ever thought about how non-stick pans, long-life bearings, or other slippery surfaces work? Well, here's something for you. Jet engines are one of the most jaw-dropping feats of engineering humans have ever come up with. Jet engines shouldn't be possible, says Dr. Ben Beek, Director of Materials Research at Micromaterials, which is an equipment testing company in Wales in the UK. The airflow through a jet engine is hotter than the melting point of the metal underneath, which is obviously not a good thing. The air can reach temperatures well above 1,000 degrees Celsius. So jet engine designers have overcome this problem by applying heat-resistant ceramic coatings to the engine blades. And now researchers are developing yet stronger coatings that allow the engines to run hotter still. If you get it to go hotter, then there's a massive saving on fuel and reduced CO2 emissions. And by increasing the temperature by just 30 degrees C or so, you might hit as much as an 8% fuel saving. This is the power of coatings. They radically transform the functionality and capabilities of any underlying material. Few people realize how important they are, but these overlays and veneers can supercharge high-performance machines or ensure that expensive equipment survives the harshest of environments. Dr. Beek and his colleagues have been tasked with pushing coatings to their limits in order to see how robust or effective they really are. His clients don't always get the results they want. He recalls testing a missile manufacturer who said, he told, "We've broken your coatings." And he said the missile manufacturer stormed off in a huff. Besides exposing coatings to high temperatures, Micromaterials also has a woodpecker-like device with a tiny diamond stylus which repeatedly taps a coating at random locations to test its durability. Recently, the firm worked with UK-based Tier Coatings to test a product that could be applied to satellite components, including gears and bearings used in various moving parts. Besides protecting spacecraft, coatings could also stop astronauts from getting sick in space. Biofilms, that's gloopy accumulations of bacteria inside pipes, grow faster in low-gravity environments, and this could be a problem for water supplies or machinery that move fluid around on space stations or a future spacecraft. The idea behind the coating is to mix together a solid material and a lubricant. This is then sprayed onto the interior of a pipe or a tube, which makes the interior surface extremely slippery. Professor Varanasi and his colleagues at MIT have developed a range of coatings that make surfaces slippery and therefore resistant to the formation of biofilms. Tests of one of such coatings in an experiment carried on board the International Space Station found that it worked as intended. Professor Varanasi has previously made headlines for developing similar coatings for the insides of toothpaste tubes, so you can get out every last bit of the toothpaste. So slipperiness is perhaps an underappreciated attribute. Professor Nuria Espalagas at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology and colleagues have developed a silicon carbide-based coating for equipment used in aluminium manufacturing and repair. It's a sort of non-stick frying pan solution, meaning that layers of molten aluminium do not get stuck onto expensive equipment. The precise functioning of this particular coating is currently something of a mystery, though, to be honest, we really don't know how it works, says Professor Espalagas. The mechanism is unknown. Researchers working in this field say that there are still many opportunities to improve coatings and develop new ones that could drastically improve the performance of machines or infrastructure in the future. Well, there you have it. Coatings that make possible the impossible. Let's go over to 2 meters. Any comments on the Tech Talk before we take a regular call-in? ZS6GM listening.
ZS6HI?
Yes, go ahead, Keith.
Very, very interesting, Chris. We actually don't think about these coatings very much. I know that Teflon coating on frying pans and so on, and when I built my mast for the winchable up. Sorry, excuse me, I'm getting my tongue twisted here. But to my mast for my antennas, which I can winch up and down, I did a research to try and find Teflon pads that I could put in the inside of the poles so that they would slide up and down very, very nicely. And then drill bits, I think I went through so many drill bits, and you've got to get the right drill bits that have got the right coating to actually maximize the life on those drill bits. So I find that absolutely amazing that jet engines are actually running hotter inside the air than the melting point of the metals. That is amazing. But thank you for all that Tech Talk, Chris. That's very, very interesting. ZS6STN, ZS6HI.
ZS6HI, ZS6STN. Thanks, Keith. Much appreciated. And, it is a fascinating subject. Very interesting indeed. Right. Do we have anyone else who would like to comment on the Tech Talk? ZS6GM listening.
ZS6WLY. ZS6GM operating ZS6STN, ZS6WLY. Yeah, look, I similarly found that Tech Talk very interesting, Chris. At our Sandton activities, my work, we do use ceramic coatings as a wear prevention medium, and also some PTFE for its slipperiness on other applications. So the possibility of other coatings which can be of assistance is a great thing. Thanks so much for a very interesting topic. ZS6WLY.
ZS6WLY, ZS6GM. Yeah, indeed, ceramic, and ceramic's probably one of the oldest coatings, and certainly Teflon has been developed as a coating as well. But I think ceramic dates back quite a long time and is one of the things that bonds particularly well to metals. With that, let's call an end to the bulletin. We say thank you very much for listening to the Sandton Amateur Radio Club Bulletin this morning. If you have any questions or would like to get involved in club activities, please write to info@zs6stn.org.za. That's info@zs6stn.org.za. And we bid you a good morning, and all frequencies are now available for general use. Thank you for listening.